I wasn't planning on doing a UFC weekend, but then I started listing all the interviews, and today Adesanya was on ESPN, and they asked him about Jones. And he's like, don't be letting somebody clout chase on my fight. This is my fight. I'm talking about my competitor. And I was like, he even swore, and they had to bleep it out, so it was ESPN. I was like, boom, he really showed them. Don't ask him a question that he doesn't want to talk about.
Boom, roasted.
Boom, roasted, but it was good. So tonight, 9 games before we get this little mini all-star break.
That is crazy. 9 games.
9 games. 9 games. I have written out some cue cards with our latest injury designation because it is kind of early. We see players get taken out really quickly. I've got the lines pulled up, Bovada. I let everybody in the room already let us know what they're playing tonight. We want to hear it. Let's just start out at the beginning. First game up, 7:05 p.m. We've got the Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Wizards right now. The Clippers are minus 220 to win. The Wizards are plus 180 to win, and the total points in this game is 236. No defense here. We're not worried about any defense showing up for this game, right, Scoop?
Doesn't look like it. So
now
here,
but the Clippers do have quite a few players on the day-to-day situation.
yes, that was going to be my next question. You're one play ahead of me. My question in this game is, and I didn't look at the scouting report, is Paul George playing? Is Kawhi playing? And who is Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal out?
Right now, it looks like Westbrook and Beal are playing.
Okay.
And it does look like George is playing as well. Right now, listed in day-to-day is Kawhi and Morris.
Damn.
You think they'll both play?
I think Kawhi is going to play.
I would think that as well, especially because they don't really want to take one more loss before the break. They're not being able to finish it out at the end of the games. It's something we've seen with the Clippers. I mean, I just feel like, is Kawhi going to want to stay if they don't start winning more games is kind of the new start to the question.
Yeah, because he can opt out. So, you look at that situation.
Paul George is not a good player. I got Russ for 30. I am offended if somebody would say Paul George is not a good player.
I think there is still a lot of perception based upon the bubble and everything that went on with the playoffs. And I think that Paul George is going to legitimately have to win guys over, or women and gentlemen over in that. So I'm going to go. So with that being said, I'm going to go with the Wizards.
You're going to go with the Wizards. Okay, and we've got quite a few in the room here with us that feel like with Beal playing, and we feeling like the over is definitely a possibility. So you got this right here, Wizards. Are we going with the total points for the over, which I am, because again, at this point, the surrender really is on the defensive end of the ball.
Yes.
All right, our first play is going to be Clippers-Wizards. We're taking the Wizards for the win and the total points for the over. Next game up is the Toronto Raptors, who I feel like, I don't know how they're even manning a team right now with the amount of players missing. We've got the Raptors-Celtics right now, plus 275 for the Raptors to take the win, minus 350 for the Celtics. The total points a bit lower at 220.5.
Happy belated birthday to Jason Tatum. A great birthday gift would be a Celtics win. I'm going to pick the Celtics in this one. I like the Celtics' play against the Clippers the other night.
I agree, and the Celtics have an absolute full squad playing, whereas we've got no Fred VanVleet, we've got no Siakam, no Anunoby, no Flynn. I mean, you're just really minimal. I agree with you on this one right here. I'm taking the Celtics for the win. Let's talk about the total points.
Clark Kent said Tatum should go off. I categorically agree.
Okay, so Jeff is taking the Celtics in the under, and I'm kind of concerned about the over as well, because I think this could be a really low-scoring game when we get to halftime, and we could be sweating. Like, look, I played James Harden last night in DFS. It cost me 11,000 imaginary dollars. The first quarter of that game, I was like, is James Harden laying back? Like, what's happening? He made up for it. He did. But it wasn't the first half stressor you thought it was going to be. So you got here Celtics taking the win, and the under or the over. When I see 220.5, I want to go to the under.
So do I. In this case, I was, before you said that, you read my mind. The under is what I'm going with. I do think the Celtics are going to get the win. I'm going with the under. And Siakam not playing for Toronto is also going to be a very...
Van Fleet not playing. Like, they're really missing a part of their squad. Patrick McCabe is not playing. All right, let's go to the Detroit Pistons taking on the New York Knicks. And by the way, Scoop, these tickets, like, you want to go to a Knicks game right now, which we all do, and you try to get tickets. To get anything decent is so expensive because remember, they're not really letting many people sit down closer to the players, right? So you want to be like here, right? Yeah, one section back, $1,200 a ticket. Nuts.
What section are you talking, like 100 level?
No, I'm talking like where I don't want to sit. You know what I'm saying? Like one row after the good section.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. So let's get that right now. Let's talk about the Pistons, who are going to be out without DeLon Wright, Josh Jackson, Jeremy Grant, of course we know, on the floor. The Knicks on the other side have no Elfrid Payton, no Derrick Rose.
Rose is back.
They still had him listed as out. Well, that's good because that's going to help the Knicks in this matchup. Right now, the Pistons are plus 215 for the win. The Knicks are, wow, the line is changing. I love when I'm doing this and I can see the line changing. That must have been your announcement that the Rose is back, because the total points just changed. So this is why sometimes it's better to get your plays in early. Total points right now is 207. We do know that the Knicks play some defense. As a matter of fact, they are number 2 in the NBA right now. They are over 500 to the NBA right now, which is pretty exciting. Those aren't even courtside tickets, man. Somebody's like, man, they want the skinny. They don't let you sit courtside because it's too close germ-wise. You have to be up, so they're not courtside. So they're not.
Lisa, do I need to make a call for you? Do I need to make a call?
Listen, I got my feelers out there, but they're not giving players internet tickets either right now. Like, they're not making it easy. They want to make the money off the seats that they have. The Knicks are going, Jules, 2533. It's almost like it's part of his number. Are going to trounce Detroit, but I'm taking the under. And my friend Jeff, who is actually pretty good at this, he's taking the Knicks in the under as well. 207 isn't a high-scoring game, but the Knicks are not going to let them put up 100 points.
Lisa,
so I could see 99 for Detroit, 108 for my New York Knicks.
99 problems, but the Pistons ain't one. I got the Knicks. I think
and the under or the over?
Under.
All right, everybody. Lisa, I love the DY broadcast. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. All right, we're going to go to the Denver Nuggets, Indiana Pacers. Right now, the Nuggets are minus 200 to win. The Pacers are plus 170. Pretty high scoring game, and we know why. These teams can both score 227, Scoop. Now, Gary Harris is out. Capazzo's out, Hampton's out, Millsap's out, and JaMychal Green's out. Now, on the other side of the ball, the Pacers are looking pretty solid. So, 227, pretty high number. But, what do you all out there think? Because we love to get your feedback because you're all so good. I'm going the Pacers no matter what because they're not playing off their bench, right? When you look at what the Nuggets have pretty depleted right now, whether it's contract tracing or whether the players are out, it's a weaker squad. So I'm going to take the Pacers for the win. By the way, I love the Pacers arena. It was one of my favorites. It was so just so unique. You walk in there, it feels like you're kind of in a baseball stadium. You walk in, there's this entrance, and I felt like it was the first place I ever was where almost every seat is a good seat. And it's also cool to see Larry Bird just sitting there in the stands.
Reminds me of Camden Yards in Baltimore.
It does, very much. It does. And you know what, Baltimore, that is a beautiful view when you come into the city and you see Camden Yards. All right, we're back on track. 227 is a high number. How are you feeling about it?
I can see it. I'll go with that. You?
Okay, so we're going to go, what's Jeff got to say? Hey, Pat, what's going on? Everybody's in here joining us right now. Don't forget, if you want to use my promo code, it's Lisa250BB. I hope you guys are getting in there with that big cryptocurrency. We'll go with the Pacers for the win and the total points for the over on this one. Okay, go to Milwaukee Bucks. Yo, you see that dunk Giannis made the other night? It was so unnecessary. Do you love it?
It was insane.
It was so unnecessary. I loved it so much. It was like if he could do that once a night, how exciting would it be?
Very. I just need that to. I want to see wins and I want to see dunks. I want to see both. I like Milwaukee.
I'll tell you what else I like though.
What?
I like the taunting face he made after the dunk because he's normally not that guy, and I think you need that kind of competitive edge to like get you to that next level.
You're seeing that with not just him, but you're seeing it with Donovan Mitchell. So all that stuff with Philadelphia last night.
Ooh, and Rudy Gobert.
Yes.
I mean, I just don't think calling and one is enough reason to give an IT, right? I just didn't agree with that at all. But what we forget is that, you know, the refs have to be needled the whole game, right? And they know they may have missed something. They know this, but they're kind of building up all these little things that went wrong, and then finally they get the opportunity. Maybe it not seemed like the right opportunity, but they kind of had it.
Mm-hmm. No, I think the officiating as well as the media and the players and the coaches are very upset right now.
Shout out to Trenton, New Jersey. Miles Powell is in Milwaukee.
Yes.
Okay, so he's from Trenton, New Jersey. So I think that this is giving Giannis a little bit more confidence, but they are playing Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Right now, Bucks are minus 280 for the win. Grizzlies are plus 230 for the win. And the total points is pretty high at 234.
I like Memphis.
You like Memphis in this matchup, huh? Home game, ready to rally. You think the Bucks are probably over it a bit, burned out on the road. This is our last gig before All-Star, whatever.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna take Milwaukee here. Now, who's gonna put up this many points? Are we confident that by halftime we could be at about 112 here?
I'm going with the under.
It's a high score for me as well. Only because of the time, right? Knowing that these players are getting this weekend off, you kind of check out sometimes, right? Players are a little bit banged up getting into the season. They look forward to All-Star as a time where if they're not going, they're recovering. For so many players not going, they're actually going to just be recovering. Ja Morant output. What's the props on Ja Morant? I can look and see if they're down here right now. Let us go through this and then I'll look them up. Miles Powell might have 20 at the half. I'm going with the under though. Yeah, it just seems
Miles Powell.
It seems like a high number. So I'm going you're going Grizzlies and the under. I am going Bucks and the under. Just so we can take one that we're not agreeing. I think we should do that sometimes. Because we have agreed. Miami Heat, New Orleans Pelicans next up. Can I say enough about, Zion just coming together, his free throw percentage, everything that he's doing this season. He's really working for it. It's been fun to watch. Heat, not bubble heat, but definitely heating up from where they were when we started talking a couple weeks ago. Yeah. The score right now that this game, Heat are plus 115 for the win. And the Pelicans are minus 135 for the win. And the total points is 228. Bitcoin.com bonus code. My Bitcoin bonus code is Lisa250BB. Bucks and the over is what Ghost says. I'm going Bucks and the under, Ghost, because I love you and I cannot agree with you. It's how love really is. So this game tonight, Pelicans again at home.
Right.
Not missing a lot of pieces right now, which is very helpful. Let's see what we have here. This is a high score for me again, but I can't really say that I don't agree. I'm just looking one more thing on their injuries. It's only JJ Redick for a game time decision, which I think he'll play. Pelicans 15-20 right now. How you feeling? Miami 17-18 right now. Miami only has Jimmy Butler as a game time decision, and we know he'll play.
Lisa, you already know who I'm picking, so.
You're picking the Heat, aren't you?
Carry on. Yes, I'm picking the Heat.
You're picking the Heat, and what about the total points on this one?
I'm going with the under.
Heat and the under. Let's see. Everybody else says Heat and the under. We got a couple Heat and the under. It's too bad for New Orleans because Zion is so good, right? But again, he's in this building phase. It's free agency, whatever they can bring in, whoever's going to move around. You just need. Miami has been underwhelming at times this season. We got to see them under such a nice little microscope in the bubble, and now we're seeing a different element, right?
People. It's interesting when you look at the Miami Heat this season or last season when they went to the finals. I hear people say I've heard people say they're like the Houston Rockets in the '90s when the Bulls went to the finals. Though did not go to the finals those years during Michael's retirement from baseball. And I feel like people looked at the Toronto Raptors in that same vein in the Eastern Conference, and I think it would be on, the Miami Heat's onus to really shut those folks up, particularly in a year where everybody just expects Philly and the Brooklyn Nets to be, the Eastern Conference champions. So I feel like they got to put up or shut up this year, and I like Miami. They're getting healthy, and I love Jimmy Butler's mid-range game.
Yeah, I agree with you. He is incredibly fun to watch, and one more piece, and he's happy there. That's what really matters. But in this matchup right here, sorry, I was looking ahead. I am going to go with, so you're going with the Heat and that, okay, yeah, you are going with the Heat over the Pelicans. We already got that one. Let's go on to the next one. Oklahoma City Thunder plus 215 for the win against the San Antonio Spurs, minus 260 total points in this one, 220. By the way, I heard this morning that the NBA scoring in February, even though February was a short month, was the highest NBA scoring in history.
Not surprised. They got nothing but time, open air, and opportunity.
Yep. And less distractions, right? Fans are great, but they can also be distracting. So what we're just seeing is the free throw is getting done. Bam needs to have continual aggression. This is true. This total points right here at 220 seems right about right, but I'm pretty comfortable saying I think it can go for the over. In this matchup right here, I'm going to take the wild card. I'm going to go with the Spurs. Spurs for me and the under. Bucks are easier to guard in game plan than they were in the post. True, they got to switch it up. We've seen this before.
I'm going to go with the Thunder. I like Dort. I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And they're all playing. On the Spurs side, they got no White, no Vast. Yeah.
Yes. I think as much as people are looking at the Heat Pelicans game and then the TNT documentary that starts tonight, I'm looking forward to seeing that.
What documentary?
So it's a 4-point series that they're doing on Inside the NBA.
Okay. And is it like history over, or is it starting last year?
It was the 30s. They've been doing Inside the NBA for 30 years. So looking at the inception with Ernie, Shaq, Charles, Kenny, and Shaq, and
this is a great time for them
Inside the NBA on TV.
You know what? It's a great time for them to do it because we'll be missing hoops. It'll keep the rhythm of everybody watching. That's a great thing to know. I was actually looking to watch the Biggie documentary that I just saw drop on Netflix.
I saw the promo for that. I'm excited for that too.
I'm watching it this weekend, and I hope that you watch it too, because we have to watch it. It's supposed to have some really cool footage of him, and it came out of nowhere. Like, they don't advertise it. I just get the email like, we've added something new. You're strolling when you're on hold for something. You're like, what? A Biggie documentary? How did I not read about this? Oh, Ghost already saw it. He says it's really good. He knows what's up. All right, Golden State Warriors. It's be a different night for the Warriors because you know what? It is Draymond Green's birthday. And you know what Draymond Green does not do on his birthday? Work. So he is not playing tonight. Neither is Steph Curry. So they'll probably be sitting on the sidelines sharing some cupcakes. Phoenix Suns got everything going for them right now. I can't take the Warriors with no Day and no Curry up against Booker. I just can't do it.
And that game last night was so disappointing against the Blazers.
It was.
But I'm glad Damian Lillard got it because I like Lillard. He put up stats, and I feel like he got cheated as a star.
Man, his clutch run is everything. So the Warriors plus 500 to win. Nobody believes they can win this game. Okay. Minus 800 for this. Yeah, but with no Draymond and no Steph Curry, you still think that they can make a run against the Phoenix Suns, who are kind of hot right now?
Heavens no.
So, oh my gosh, we got one right here. Me, Marcus, thanks so much for joining us in here. Suns might win by 20, he says.
Suns gave the Lakers a run for their money a few nights ago.
They sure did. Total points on this one, 221 and a half. I think Booker can put up 80 of those.
I'm on your side.
We just got confirmation from Jeff. Rose is out. I was right when I put that on the most recent injury report. I'm not
Right.
sure if it's contact tracing or what it is with him that's been jockling him in and out, but there's something going on. I think it was contact tracing at first, then he got called back over something else. So yes, he is out for tonight. That is going to affect the Knicks game a bit. We did pick the Knicks over the Pistons. I wrote them all down so we don't have to worry in case news changes while we're on here. We picked the Knicks in the under. Does this change at all for you now that we know for sure Rose is in, that you would potentially go Knicks in the over? This is how we adapt to news that just came through. The total points is only 207.
Nope. I still
Doesn't change your mind.
Knicks because there's this guy named Julius Randle, and I heard he's really good.
Oh, he's really so good. He's so fun to watch. He's so good. Westy and Beal are both starting. Okay, so we are going with the Phoenix Suns. Sorry, Draymond Green, I know it's your birthday. This isn't what you want, but you didn't want to work today, so this is what happens. No Curry on the same day. I get it. We're taking the Suns. Are we taking the total points for the over?
I'm taking the over. I think that they're going to play very well.
Is Sabonis going to play tonight? Let me look that up for you. I will check that out. You can chat. You can read chats for a second while I do homework for one of our viewers.
Yeah. So, Sabonis to me has been having a great season, and I'm glad to see him getting his just due. I think that the Pistons playing in a small market doesn't get the looks that Brooklyn, LA, even Philadelphia gets. But I'm also glad as much as Sabonis is playing. Go ahead.
He was good to go on Wednesday, and now he's questionable on Thursday. So what this probably is the fact that maybe they don't want him doing back-to-backs, coming back from this ankle injury. So this is something that you're going to have to monitor. And remember something, Pacers game is an 8 p.m. game. So we'll have a little bit more news beforehand. But Sabonis, you're right. He has completely come into his own. We got one more game on this slate right here. We got the Sacramento Kings taking on the Portland Trail Blazers. Sad for, I wanted to send my condolences to the Houston Rockets last night before the game. I was thinking to myself, I wanted to just say, I'm really sorry you're on a 12-game skid. And now you got to face the Nets, but be happy that Durant is out. There was a silver lining, I was going to say. But if you didn't bet the Nets last night at the over, you were crazy. So this one right here, Sacramento Kings, plus 160 for the win. The Portland Trail Blazers are minus 180 for the win. The total points in this matchup is huge. It's 237. Dame time, baby. Dame time. Everybody's just taking Dame in the over. Dame time, because we know Dame will make it happen.
Yeah, I like Dame. Dame played his tail off last night. And
Dame
brought him back from being down. I think
his tail off every night. 14 and 21 is the record that the Sacramento Kings are sitting at. And the Trailblazers are 20 and 14, if that helps it. Buddy better play. Someone really needs Sabonis to play tonight.
Buddy better play. Buddy Hield is doing numbers right now. I think the youngest to score how many 3 points in their career. But Buddy Hield is the truth. Just some back information. Last night against the Sacramento Kings, Damian Lillard had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. And the thing that really I admire about Damian Lillard is what he said, or rather his head coach Terry Stotts said about him. He said Damian Lillard is an outstanding leader and he's an outstanding basketball player. We don't win without him. So as long as he's playing tonight, they'll win. And not just him that's doing well. Carmelo Anthony scored 22 points last night too. I think that's
Skinny
very
Melo.
understated. Yes.
Skinny Melo is everything. Someone just asked what the spread is in this game. It's plus 4.5 minus 110 for the Kings. It's plus 4.5 minus 110 for the Trailblazers. So you got your spread at plus 4.5 for the Kings, minus 4.5 for the Trailblazers. I'm definitely going with the Trailblazers because it is always Dame time. And I also will see a little fight back in this. And I will say I'll go for the over, even though it's high, 237. Everybody, that's a big number.
I like the over. And while I have you, one of your fans said, Lisa, will you marry me? Ibrahim wants to know. He got a marriage proposal.
I know. I've gotten so many today, Scoop, that I feel like if I don't take the first one, that I have to say no to everybody else throughout the day. It's just the best way. It's in fairness. It's like you go to the deli ticket, you get the ticket. If you don't get your number called, somebody should tell you. So I'm sorry, I can't.
Yep.
But Melo is, our mutual friend Ghost said, Melo is very underrated. He is just not getting the credit that he deserves. He just doesn't anymore. Maybe it's because he's older. There's so many young players in the league we're watching.
Yeah,
right?
I hear all of that. Melo is only a year older than LeBron James, and look at what LeBron is doing. I think people pick and choose when they want to call somebody washed and old and capable of doing what they do. So I don't really buy that. As far as someone asked about CJ McCollum, I spoke to CJ a couple of weeks ago, actually, and he told me he was getting his boot off. He's been sitting on the bench. He said he wants to shoot as soon as possible. So no timetable as of yet that I've seen.
But he feels good.
He said he feels good. Feels good.
Players know mentally when they're comfortable to get out there, and just shooting around the movement. You just want to see how he feels, because you're at that next step. Once you get the boot off, once you're recovered from an injury, you just want to see what it feels like. It's like your first workout after you haven't been able to work out. You want to see how sore am I? Do I recover well? Does anything hurt while I'm doing it? All of those. Brady wants to know any word on Nurkic.
I haven't heard anything.
Me neither. Scoop, do you see coming back to New York? I don't know. Sometimes they come through and I can't read all of them, but it's amazing that we get 9 games. And how crazy is it how the halftime of the All-Star game is going to be so long, but yet they've got to fit all of that in to do the dunk contest. It's just a condensed, but look, we're still getting it. It'll be something to watch.
It seems forced, but some players that I've spoken to. Oh, he was asking, do I see Melo's son going to Christ the King? I mean, they live in Manhattan. Christ the King is a little bit of a trek, but I'm sure car service could take him there every day. Cayenne is a great basketball player. His son.
Really?
His son can hoop. As far as it would be cool to see New York City basketball, particularly from a high school perspective, get some more shine. I was talking to Meta World Peace yesterday on Instagram Live. And, we were talking about him playing, for LaSalle in Manhattan, and just the process of just what New York City high school hoops and the college game used to be. It would be cool to see somebody from there, star there, and not go to prep school somewhere else. So I'd like to see it. I don't have on it, but I would like to see Cayenne stay in New York City and play basketball.
What does our friend Ghost have against the All-Star with the dunk contest? I love the dunk contest. I live for the dunk contest. If there's one thing I want to see live every year of my life, it's the dunk contest.
The last time I felt a dunk contest was good. I've been at every All-Star game since 2014. Derek Jones last year against Aaron Gordon was whack.
Wow.
Because I feel like
you know what? I'm sorry, but Aaron Gordon every year, like he just shade him every year. Like, what do you all have against me? He's not doing it this year for that reason. But I mean, remember the days when he used to bring a car in? Oh my God, when Blake Griffin brought the car. Remember Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon? I forgot all about that one. Like
2016 in Toronto.
So much fun. Just so much fun. Just like these are every Thursday. Scoop, I love this time together. It is so much fun. As you can see, the sun is starting to set. It's beautiful behind me. We get to watch 9 games tonight to just get our fix, and we'll check out that documentary. And then next week, we're right back here. NBA kicks back up. I'm looking at the future schedule right now. What is it? Wednesday the 10th, we get our first 2-game slate. Yep, it's Wizards, Memphis, San Antonio, Dallas. Next, it's short 2-game slate. That's so weird.
Listen, before you go, you talked about the documentary for Biggie Smalls. Don't forget the Coming to America movie. That Coming to America 2 is coming out this weekend.
When?
The 5th.
And we'll be able to watch it we'll be able to get it at home, because everything now streams where you can. I love buying movies at home. It'll be available. You don't have to go in. Because the first one was so good. Okay, thank you for reminding me, because I definitely want to see it.
Yes.
We'll have to like text and talk about it. But everybody, every week we do these, we're getting more interaction with all of you. We absolutely love doing them. I'm going to start doing them more regularly and scoops with me every week. But this is just so much fun. It's great engagement. It's great interaction. Jeff says he had the sickest dunk in the layup the other night. He did. Sick. Derek Jones is blowing my mind. He's so good. Ghost, why are you going to pass on Coming to America too? We got to get him on our page, okay? Like, he doesn't watch a dunk contest.
Yeah.
Well, it was great seeing you all again. Enjoy the game tonight, Scoop. And I will keep our little tally of our cards and what we got going for tonight. Everybody have a great rest of your night. Thanks for joining us.
See you later, guys.